And here we go.
Columbus, Ohio. These fans are going to get a thrill. The Roth Holman PBA Doubles Championship. 10 of the world's best players in the unique Baker format. But this is also a tough format. If you aren't on your game,
should I full screen it?
We're going to find out right now.
He looks good. He looks good. It's over now.
Welcome to the Roth Holman PBA Doubles Championship presented by BowlerX.com. The number 5 seed, Darren Tang and Michael Tang. They will face the number 4 seed, DJ Archer and Sean Maldonado. The winner of the match will face the number 3 seed, Brandon Novak and Chris Prather. The number 2 seed, Marshall Kent and E.J. Tackett. The number 1 seed, Jason Belmonte and Bill O'Neill.
What's up, Big J Bragons? Welcome to the Tank Dynasty. Should I full screen it? I'm a serious guy most of the time. I'm really only a serious guy when I'm bowling.
Fans here in Columbus at Wayne Webb's house. And it's always wonderful to be here. Always equally wonderful to be with my partner, the PBA Hall of Famer Randy Peterson, and of course, Kimberly Pressler. She'll be with us in a moment. Randy, this is a fun event. I love the doubles. It's especially fun if you're Jason Belmonte and Bill O'Neill, and everyone's looking up at you.
Yeah, it really is. Those two dominated this event. They led by over 500 pins. Jason Belmonte coming off his second place finish last month in a major. And Bill O'Neill, well, he's got 3
Full screen or nah? We leave it the way it is? Are we good?
Now, we have a pair of actual brothers on the show today, but Marshall Kent and E.J. Tackett are like Rev Rate brothers. What they do to lanes and pins is
Rev Rate
Well,
brothers.
they're also tour roommates. But you're right, they absolutely love this oil pattern.
The score's on the left side, right?
E.J. Tackett, they finished second in this event last season. And, well, I'll tell you what, they love to get inside.
So I don't know if you guys knew. We bowled 2 rounds. I think it was 32 games.
Yes, the Two-Tang clan is back, and they are standing by.
Oh, right on. But it was.
Indeed. So
I'm gonna pause this. It was 32 games, 2 blocks of 16, I think. The first time around, we threw 48 shots apiece, or 48 frames. Shots, frames, whatever. I struck 44 out of 48 times, and we shot up the ladder. I think we were in 6th going into the second round, and I slowed down a little bit, but luckily Mikey picked up some of the weight, and we had a 90-pin lead on Wes and Norm, and we literally just had to not shoot ourselves in the foot, and we were gonna make this show. So we ended up being the number 5 seed. That's a little bit of backstory for you guys.
We saw you guys. You were actually going head-to-head almost a year ago today, but today you guys are teammates. So I gotta ask,
Yeah, fun fact. Almost exactly a year later, we went from bowling against each other on TV to bowling together. How many of those 44 strikes were in a row? I do remember we bowled a couple of games. Actually, I'll let it run while I'll just turn the volume down. We bowled, I think, 180 and 190, and I didn't miss in those games. Average egg roll, thanks for following. Alright, let's keep going. You guys have any questions or you want me to pause to answer a question? Just let me know.
Nope, not today. Not today. It's all business for these two. Guys, we're going to send it back to you.
Kimberly, thank you very much.
Let's go. Let's get it. These guys seem to make the show almost every year. I basically bowled 300. Yeah, I probably threw somewhere between 20 and 30 in a row at some point. I was striking a lot. I threw the phase 2 and the hypercell fused. I think those are the only 2 balls I threw. Yeah, it was the hard carry. I struck a ton. So I threw the phase 2 in the first match. I think Mikey threw the exist. We were trying to play this strategically. Maldi was throwing urethane on the right lane.
Through the nose a little bit. Let's take a second to explain Baker format here. They're going to alternate frames. So
Not the best.
Darren will take odd. Michael will take even.
But since he was throwing urethane on the right lane and Mikey
Entire match.
yams on it a little harder than I do,
Form of the doubles team that we didn't mention.
Peterson Salvino?
No, Peterson Kreitz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
we figured Mikey could handle that pair a little better, or that lane.
Queen start for the Tangs. And here was a team, we didn't mention them at the top, but they have as much or more experience as a duo in this show, on this show, than anybody. They've had 2 fifths. They've also had a 6th place finish. Here they are.
Should I turn the volume up?
Match again. This is Sean Maldonado.
Two-hander that puts his thumb in the ball. And going with urethane right out of the gate, you can see the non-back-end reaction of that urethane bowling ball.
Sean Maldonado, 31
1
years
second. Open the Discord.
So here's a two-handed style, but Sean puts his thumb in it. And that trademark little hop to the right after he's done releasing the ball.
So now DJ Archer will step in out of Friendswood, Texas, also in the Houston area. 37-year-old, 2 PBA titles. One of those PBA titles is the PBA 50 South Shore Doubles with Bob Learn Jr. That turned in beautifully.
Big curve, DJ.
And asked them why so much success. They said they
Uh-huh.
want the long roll pattern because they like to
Yeah,
use
he squeaks pretty
a
hard.
little slower ball speed.
He's just a funny guy, though.
Beautiful start for his team on that left lane. I was real surprised that Sean Maldonado did not get picked for the PBA League Series.
He had been there before. Michael Tang, 22. Perfect.
Fun fact, this is the only show that the No Rules Exist has ever been on.
Michael Tang was a
The ball is
college
undefeated, by the
Darren
way, as
Tang
well.
Was also outstanding at San Jose State.
Unreal.
Outstanding.
Both these guys went to San Jose State.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, mixed them up that time, and a double for the Tangs.
This left lane was tighter for the Barbasol Touring Championship. And it looks to
My
be
ball roll has changed quite a bit. I can't throw, or I can't use that layout anymore.
on the right lane.
Pin to Pap's too short, way too strong.
And the Carmen Salvino pattern here.
Oh, no.
No lie, I think your thing was a bad decision. It clearly was a bad decision because they had no chance in this match.
This looks pretty good. Straight up second arrow. And even that rev rate doesn't get the 5 out.
Yeah, the ball clipped it. Messenger missed it.
Did I change my pitches to change my roll? I didn't change the pitches to change my roll. I changed the pitches to get out of the ball cleaner. So in this tournament, I was a half forward and 3/16 to the left, I think. I ended up at the TOC this year. In the practice session, I changed my fit. I went to 0-0. I had a little less lateral in the middle finger and a little more in the ring, and that actually that was to help keep me to stay behind the ball more.
Well, it's not gonna happen.
But my ball roll here was actually pretty good. I thought. I mean, it clearly was good enough to strike, to almost make the show on singles too. Ended up finishing 12th.
One lane.
This is one of those combined. Well, they've done the combined singles and doubles every year so far,
Arsenal, and he's got the phase 2 out right.
which a lot of people didn't like because all the same people will make both shows.
I don't think that 7's gonna make
It was funny. I think he missed left and he asked it to hook. I could be wrong. Maybe he missed it at the bottom
Not
or at the
very
top.
friendly in the carry department thus far for
He doesn't really have a bottom.
and DJ Archer. That could have struck very easily.
It could have, but it didn't. Carry got really tricky on this pair. Getting the ball to shape up the right way. It got super tight.
For them if they can take advantage of it.
I don't recommend that, by the way, to anybody.
After that 7th pin there.
Throw it straight at your spares.
Take a look at
Firm believer.
the oil pattern. It's the Carmen Salvino, 44 feet in length.
44 feet in
Applied
length.
to synthetic surface.
I should probably change the setting on Twitch too.
There were 2 300 games, Baker 300s, and the Tang brothers threw one of them.
That's
The
right.
other was thrown by Brandon Novak and Chris Prather, who are in the next match.
Sorry.
As a host and someone that's to stay up to date everything in esports, I rely on those journalists
That just
to give me
can't beat
all the
that.
latest.
Michael's a very impressive young player. And
Get
You can
hyped.
see why. Off to a great start, but boy, does he have some great physical things going on in his game.
Oh, baby, let's go. Come on.
And as for Darren, he finished 2nd in the 2016 Cheetah Championships in Reno, part of the World Series, was 4th in the USBC Masters, and who beat him? Michael. Go, Darren! Oh, man, they are just flushing these.
And Darren equally is impressive. One more television show than Michael.
I wouldn't say
Darren's been working
equally.
hard on his game, trying to get his timing to be a little bit later.
I think Mikey's a little more impressive,
Or both of these brothers,
but
should
I think I
say,
play the
are
game a
really
little
good
bit better.
players.
He can't lie. He knows I play it better. But he throws it better than I will ever throw it in my life. So,
Oh, God is right. A little high.
lifetime supply of hypercell fused. I wouldn't mind it.
Struggling
The
with
ball's
that
pretty good.
right lane. Would you advise a ball change?
I would now.
Sorry, guys.
Shot? Nope, he didn't.
He said don't chop, except
So
at
the
Dublin.
Arsenal
Yeah, I
Motor
suck
team
at
is
Dublin.
Clean through 5. The Tangs are spectacular. With
I've
4
beaten you there
strikes in a row.
before, so I'm not mad about it.
Down by 33 midway through match number 1.
I hope my team at the Big Swiss carries me all the way home.
He's right. He knew it when he threw it that it was going to be a strike. Through 5.5, however, it's Darren and Michael Tang with a 33-pin advantage. The winner to take on Novak and Prather.
Pin to PAP wise, it might be pretty close. His pin was under the bridge, mine's under the ring, but I don't know what his PAP is. Yo, phase 2, baby. That ball was money bags that week. Okay, let's move this along. Right there.
Here are extra frame tournament highlights for the doubles, and of course we had, as always, a couple of teams fighting for those last spots, like Patrick Girard.
Patrick Girard's a sleeper. That guy's good. Oh, he made the TV show.
Here's an international duo.
The singles.
From Canada, Francois Lebois, former U.S. Open champ, and England, Stu Williams.
Frankie's okay.
In a bad break there.
Those are not good-looking
Buddies
pants,
and
Stu.
Great players in Tommy Jones and new Hall of Famer Chris Barnes. But despite all that talent, Randy none of them made the show.
Oh, there was no match play. I think it was all qualifying games.
Michael and Darren, who began the day in 8th place but continued to climb the ladder throughout the day,
Right, they were all qualifying games.
knocking off the likes of Big Wes Malott and his Hall of Fame partner Norm Duke. The Tangs would take the 5th and final spot.
Well, the other
Yeah.
thing is these two clinched it, it seems like days ago. Bill O'Neill and Jason Belmonte just stepped away from the rest of the field. But behind them, a potent power duo. One-time player of the year, E.J. Tackett, and somebody who may well one day be a player of the year in Marshall Kent.
It's my neighbor.
Brandon Novak's back on TV. He and his partner Chris Prather nailed down the number 3 spot. Plus you had DJ
Goes to that
Archer,
7 pin.
Sean Maldonado. And there you have it. Instead of a final 5, we're going to call this a final 10.
Final 10.
Another finisher, scores Norm Duke, Wes Malott, Tommy Jones, Chris Barnes, Gerard, and Wilkins. Ronnie Russell and Chris Wilschetter, I should say, had a nice run there. Frankie LeBlanc, Stu Williams, there's some great talent there. And
Brad and Kyle.
This doubles had a real.
If there's ever one show that I expect to make, this is the one. I think my partner's pretty good.
So here is
I think we make a good team. I honestly don't believe there's a better team.
I should point out, when he got to second place and lost to Jason Belmonte in the 2017 USBC.
What's up, Ethan?
He was an amateur. And he almost ran the ladder until Belmo was just way too good that day. He threw a 279 in Tang.
Yeah, Michael bowled beautifully that day, and really the adjustments and the moves that
It
he
seemed
made
kind
were
of
so
silly.
lofty
The
and
vice rep wanted me
using European
to
the whole
take
time
my
was
thumb
pretty
out during the
impressive.
break and then put it back in my thumb. Or put the thumb back in the ball when we started. Again.
My goodness, just
Oh!
hammered it from the side.
Smackdown, baby!
Rip the rack, and then the 4-pin goes straight to concussion protocol.
Watch this.
Yeah, hit right in the head.
Sweet. I'm doing pretty well. I bowled well enough today to get a 2-round bye, so I get a little more sleep.
Maldonado gets a break on that right lane.
Finally.
A little too late. Sorry,
He
Maldy.
got a messenger to go his way.
When am I coming back to Singapore? That's a good question. I don't know. I hope I get to come back soon. Food, very good. If you're ever traveling and you want to go somewhere in Asia,
Right there.
highly recommend.
Slinging wood everywhere.
I enjoyed it a lot. But I could not tell you when I'm coming back.
Will it be enough? We're running out of frames for this Archer Maldonado.
Will it
squad.
be enough? It will not be enough.
Boy, that's not going to help. An 8-10. The
Dust.
team's already sitting pretty.
What advice do I have for new bowlers? Work on your footwork. Footwork is everything in this game. I started my career with some pretty poor footwork, and I've been trying to undo a lot of it ever since.
Handled beautifully, the best he could.
As you can see,
Maybe get a break
my
up
timing's
the
pretty
10.
early. My spine tilt gets pretty far forward, and that creates this motion at the line, kind of jerking up. Don't want that. So I've been working pretty hard on that, trying to stabilize my upper body, but it really comes from the footwork.
Kind of like the way you live your life.
Come on, Mikey.
On the edge.
Yes, I am an edgy.
Those are some very strong bowling balls he's got in his bag. Girl.
I didn't like that one, and it's left behind one on the deck.
What age did I start bowling? I bowled at 8. I mean, I started bowling when I was 8 years old. How did I bowl today? I went 411 over for 10 games, so I averaged 241.1. Started at 5? Nice. We've been bowling for almost the same amount of time.
Single pin to clean up.
I spare,
Will
brother.
feature more than 1,000 hours of live streaming coverage this year from the PBA, PBA 50, and PWBA tours. Upcoming events include the USBC Masters and the start of the PBA 50 and PWBA.
Some might fast forward to
sessions.
Mikey's 10th
Miss
frame.
out, get your yearly, monthly, or 3-day subscription today by clicking on the extra frame link in the menu section of PBA.com. My partner Randy Peterson, a frequent contributor to Extra Frame, and that's a bad break right there.
You don't want a hook?
Well, you know, we saw DJ Archer's ball push a little bit longer on that left lane. Remember last month in the Barbasol Touring Championship, how the left lane had a tendency to push a little bit longer, and all of a sudden here
15-pound
Darren
ball
Tang with
at
that same
12. Mikey started throwing 15 when he was 11. Probably a little too early.
We'll take a couple.
mathematically over.
We'll do Cheetah a different day.
So Darren and Michael Tang
I got a lot to say about that one.
match against the number 3 seed Chris Prather and Brandon Woods, they did it by opening up a big lead and never looking back.
Very whippy right there. Fast forward.
Columbus
Next match.
Bowler X against
Bring it on.
Famers throughout the first ball. Here's Mark Roth and Marshall Holman.
That's awesome.
And of course, Marshall has to go stone 9.
And today's Ebonite flashback features.
Yeah, everybody grows at their own pace.
PBA history. There they are again. We go to Markham, Ontario, 1995. The IOF.
But like we talked about earlier, if you're interested in coaching, we have that coaching opportunity through the Discord.
Ryan Voss, Walter Ray Williams Jr. there with a beard in the title match to win the last of his 30.
A lot of things that I have to offer are mental tips.
1996 Ebonite Classic, Troy, Michigan. 42-year-old Marshall Holman.
Oh, I also haven't watched the U.S. Open show yet, so we can save that one. Do a react stream there.
Is the number 1 seed there and beat Wayne Webb for the final in Marshall's remarkable 22 PBA Tour title career. And there's what they did. Millionaires in earnings.
2 of my biggest idols growing up.
A lot of ways they changed the game, if you think about it.
Absolutely.
And let's check in and see what Kimberly's got.
Guys,
Kimberly.
I am standing with the 2 legends, Mark Roth and Marshall Holman. You guys, you know what? We saw a video of you guys out on the lanes. You guys obviously are great doubles partners. What's it like? What's your friendship like off the lanes?
Well, our friendship has been great, Kimberly. You know, when we were bowling together as doubles partners, we solidified our friendship. Now, when it was singles tournaments, we were after each other's blood, but Mark and I get along great, and I'm just thrilled to have had the time bowling doubles with Mark, and it's great to be here with my buddy. He wasn't able to be here last year for the tournament, but he's here now, and it's the best.
And we are so glad, Mark, that you are here with us this year. Now, let's talk about the PBA's 60th anniversary.
Legends.
Because you made one of the top 10 PBA memorable moments when you made that 7-10 split. What's it like having that moment cemented in history?
Well, there it is. I've made that split before, but to be the first one on TV and to make it and help me win the game was great.
A wonderful memory indeed. And guys, thank you so much. It's my honor to interview both of you. We're going to send it back to the booth.
Yeah, and it's our honor. Thank you, Kimberly, to have them both here, too, and to have them lend their names to this great.
We're going to come to upstate New York, maybe one day.
The Alameda Open in California only happened 3 times in television history, and he was the
Here we go. We're taking on the Shark and Novak.
Brandon Novak and Chris Prather. Match number 2 in the Roth Holman PBA Doubles Championship will begin when we return.
I think any of us can beat anybody on any given day. We're all professional bowlers. We all have our days. You just never know what could happen.
Took down the ocean view and followed 8-5. The lady was selected match number title. 4 of these players right here are seeking their first PBA Tour title. Again with the interesting style of Brandon Novak. Broke up some serious trouble there.
So Brandon was throwing
Brandon's got a swing
a lot of surface.
It's not something
So I just had to make a
that
ball
wants to
change and
try to
move a
hear,
chunk to the
But
left.
he does a great job. Now watch this swing. He pulls it behind
Looking
him.
back, I think the layout on my fuse was too
Pushes it
weak.
out, gets behind
I needed
him,
something.
lines it in the downswing.
I needed
He gets
a
the
ball
same
that would
great
flare
shot.
more.
Just left the target.
Any tips for a higher backswing? I don't think you need to change the height of your backswing.
16, he had 5 top 10 finishes.
It's all timing related. I mean, I don't want my backswing to be as high as it is,
The, Scorpion Championship,
but
World Series.
for the sake of timing, that's kind of where I'm at.
He can bowl. You take a look at
A lot of good bowlers, a lot of great bowlers don't have high backswings.
you look at his form going to the
Two-handers don't have high
It's
backswings.
not, you know what you would call textbook. But
Be a little odd if they did.
And the things that he can do with his hand, Brandon, kind of in that same category.
So we go back to the Tang brothers. Here's Michael. And they're doing just fine. So we have a special edition.
This is back when we had oil to bowl on.
Tang Talk.
Well, 2 completely different games here as you see how Michael gets the ball into the swing there on the left and then how Darren gets the ball into the swing. It's a little more in front of Darren than it is Michael. Michael gets to the top, waits on it nicely. The thing that Darren's been working on is when he gets it to the top, the ball starts to fall a little early, and that's what creates early timing. He's been working real hard to delay that.
Boom!
The Pins would have appreciated him
90
playing
degrees.
longer because he just mashed them again.
There's no set in stone height for backswing. It's almost like a personality.
Broadcast of the Players Championship, he was impressive in his debut. Had maybe a nervous shot or two early on, and nearly.
That's a frosty high road.
Or Smallwood to put up 19 in the final frame. And messenger time for Prather.
Good young player, very strong game. I love his upper body position at the foul line, much more forward than, say, the bowlers were 20 years ago.
Prather is a very good player.
Today.
A very nice breakthrough season this year.
Messenger taking out the 7 and the 10.
Very quickly, Novak steps in and strikes.
Prather's decision makes a lot of sense, but I think high road was a little too weak. So there's RG and cover combination, typically a little cleaner. High RG wants to push it through, and they were already really tight, so he wanted to maintain that shape but bring it a little closer to him.
Absolutely destroying.
Yeah, and what he needs to do and what he's doing on that right lane, because of the urethane that Maldonado used in the last match, is he needs to keep his speed softer, so it'll come around the corner. He gets a little too firm, and it's going to shoot right through the break point. But he's moved in a little bit, it's gotten softer with his ball speed, and it's coming around the corner beautifully.
Tammy going, what's going on? Thanks for following. Welcome to the Tank Dynasty.
Nope, soft 10.
Got it in just a little bit, and it rode the oil. Not enough up in. Maybe a little bit of more side rotation that he wanted. Finishes in that half 10 zone.
This tournament was the first time I was really trying to get after it.
Yeah, I like that. You and Marshall Holman, I picked it up listening to two of you on Extra Frame. Now, we mentioned Chris Prather's debut on TV was darn near a winning one, Randy.
Well, he got off to a shaky start, missing the head pin twice in a row on the right lane. He made trips to 2-pin, but then he got dialed in. And, man, what a finish coming down the stretch, only to lose by a pin to the eventual champion, Tom Smallwood.
Tom Smallwood won.
There's no, I think you have to be a PBA member. That's the only requirement for bowling. At least the PBA events coming up. Although there's a, I want to say, it's not really an exempt list. They open up entries based on points. So if you finished above the amount for that specific tournament, like let's say the top 50 in points get early entries or automatic invites to an event, then if you're in the top 50, you get to bowl the event. And if not, you have to wait on the wait list. I think anyone can bowl a PTQ. I don't think you have to be a member. It depends on the tournament.
We got a match. Brandon Novak, he's got television experience. Back-to-back shows on Scorpion.
The Tangs defeated DJ Archer and Sean Maldonado in the opening match. Standing by, the Rev Rate brothers, E.J. Tackett and Marshall Kent. That broke up a lot of trouble, but he's left with one standing.
Let's take a look at this shot here.
Doubles with the McCune? That seems like an odd goal, but I mean, whatever floats your boat, bro. Any tips to do well in league and how to combat the patterns? I'd say focus on yourself or doing well in league and combating patterns, really pay attention to what your ball is doing. Dat Roof, welcome.
All right, no trouble. Everybody clean.
Thank you for following.
Close. Through 5. See if Darren can pick it up. Tang's open with the triple and have gone 9 spare the last 2 frames.
One of the new kids on the block.
He is the older of the 2.
That's right. Don't forget that. I hit the hell out of that one.
Hey-oh, cave in the bucket.
This was before I learned how to get steeper and play the hook,
He
too.
was thinking about running that one out, and then he
So I always wanted to play the oil.
stood there, and I'm still not sure he believes he struck. So coming off that minor miracle, the Tangs and the Novak Prater match will continue in a moment.
It's funny how much you learn in the span of a couple of years. Like, I understand pretty clearly what's happening right now, and back then I was like, you just gotta hit it harder. You just gotta throw it slower and hit it harder. But that was not the case. No. Okay, let's skip all the way.
Well, wet dry is the term we used to use back in the day. Now they say the lanes are getting cliffed. But it's
We kind of saw the same thing today. Not as bad. They weren't as cliffed. They were pretty blended. As long as I got it within a certain range down the lane, it had a high percentage chance to strike today.
A little bit too soon, the ball never hooks.
All right, now Chris Prater is 11 life.
Prather hits it a lot harder now, too.
The wet dry, a lot of times, is you use a bigger ball with surface.
When did I join the tour? Summer of 2016. I was in the running for Rookie of the Year, but I obviously wasn't going to win because Graham won a major and Frankie also won a major. So. Did Graham win a major? He did, right?
And through the face for a 3-6-10.
And see, I think that's where DJ was talking about the wet dry. I think he got that into the dry.
So people have this idea that urethane makes the lanes bad. They don't make the lanes bad. They change the lanes to a point where people don't understand how to combat them.
Goes right after it with absolute
bad intentions.
Yeah, he won the Players' Championship, but he didn't win because Frankie won the U.S. Open that year.
So here are the Tangs coming off a strike in the 6th. You see Michael.
And Frankie had a better overall season on top of that.
Keep the speed down.
I would pick the guy to win. If there were 2 players up for Rookie of the Year and one won the Players and one won the U.S. Open, I would pick the U.S. Open one every time. The U.S. Open's a lot harder. Yo! Get hyped! Come on! Let's go!
Time for our Columbia 300 fun fact. For a right-hander, the Greek church or grandma's teeth refers to the awful 4-6-7, 9-10 split, or swap out the 8 for the 9 if you're a lefty. Ugh.
Yeah. That's a lot of fun to leave, especially when you're on like a 3 or 4 bagger.
Ugly.
Yeah, not only do you, if you don't make it, you get the open.
How do you combat transition from urethane? Depends on where they're throwing it. Honestly, like if somebody's throwing it from 10 and throwing it up the lane, it makes them easier, especially if you're bowling on a flatter pattern because it pushes oil up the middle of the lane. If you got somebody that's hooking the lane with urethane, that gets tricky because they make the front hook pretty far left. And then they get really tight down lane to the right because they're hooking it. They're pushing oil in that direction. But if you use urethane the right way, it can make the lanes pretty good, to be honest.
Location or if it was maybe the way he let go of it.
One pin separates these two as we go to the 8th for Novak and Prather. Prather looks good in this right lane. Oh, no, sir.
That's what we were waiting for.
He liked it. He started
We were like, he's got a flat 10 eventually.
And he's using the high road. Something I don't take nearly enough.
Ball just kept bleeding off it. Wasn't picking up steam, and
Okay, I beat you to it.
they got so tight, though. That was the fever pitch compared to the pitch black. It's a little cleaner. gets off the spot a little harder. So balls get off the spot harder, not because they're pearl balls per se, or they're clean ball, or they're. It's all relative. If you can set up a certain circumstance, put out variables so that all balls will roll the same.
And Brandon Novak looked at the list and go, "Oh, I'll bowl with this guy." And, oh man, disaster!
Good break.
Up there.
Like for example, you could have a really strong ball. Let's say Crux Prime.
Like
If your Crux Prime is going straighter than your high road, it's probably because your Crux Prime is hooking too much. And how we see amount of hook on tour is where, not left to right. We see it front to back, not left to right.
Ooh, that's close you can get.
That was lucky. So anyways, when we say more hook, we want the ball to hook earlier, not hook more in the back end. That makes sense. So that's why, yeah, a lot of players that don't know as much will think, "Oh, my ball's not hooking. I need a stronger ball," and then that ball won't hook either. That's why. It's because the ball's hooking too much. So if you see your ball not hooking down lane, try balling down next time.
Oh boy. Ooh, and there's a sleeper back there.
Oh boy.
You got a 1-2-8-10.
Oh, this is just wide right.
Was not his best attempt.
He's going to get the ball over here to the left side of the head pin.
Do we win this match? You're going to have to watch and see.
And the ball will take out the 2-8.
But there's a little hope now suddenly for Novak Prather if he does not convert this.
I mean, if you've seen this show before, you know. But if you haven't, I won't say anything.
Just like you drew it up. And this is our hammer. Tough spare replay.
Well, this is brilliant. The head pin almost goes around the 10, but it catches it on the way around.
Some things you can just, some things you remember, and some things you don't.
Reaction. Now the deal here in the 10th frame. If Darren strikes out, they'll shoot 244. If Prather strikes out for his team, they'll shoot 245.
Well, now.
This is where the heart starts going. Boom, 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 boom.
The last time up on this lane, he didn't like it, but he still struck.
He hasn't liked a couple of his shots. I like that one. Trip 4.
Couple of trip 4s for the Tang brothers in this match.
You know, watching this match again, I think we were really fortunate.
Trip 4.
Follow the lights, follow the lights. How many trip 4s for us that day? That's one thing I couldn't tell you. Bowling on the blue oil didn't really make a difference to me.
What's he thinking?
Made our bowling balls blue.
Give it a little room to the right. What's the move?
It is a little slicker.
Micromanaging.
Micromanaging. Yeah, you really had to do that on this.
Just overwhelming these pins. That's a beautiful sign of the Golden Gate Bridge and the Tangs. Darren's going to ask for a re-rack or close to their max.
So I really wanted to get this.
Flush yet the last 3 shots, and he's got 3 strikes for it. And that's okay because it doesn't hurt to have good carry.
I really wanted to get this next one, and I was gonna get in Prather's face. But I didn't. So I didn't react.
Two of the most important things when you step up in the 10th frame needing to strike: air and hydration.
It would have been great. I don't think he would have got the first one, to be honest.
Got a hook. Oh,
He said got a hook. I got that one right quick, and it picked up hard.
The boys' mom. And now, Chris Prather.
Prather had to fill 29 to get us.
He needs a double and 9. Last time up on this lane, remember flat
Ba,
10.
ba, 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 ba,
That won't cut it here.
I will say though, we were very fortunate this match. I didn't flush any shots, and then after this, I don't strike at all.
Carry. He did. That's one. He needs one more. And for Brandon Novak, all you can offer is a little emotional support.
A little bit of what the Tangs threw at
My PayPal account is
Chris
restricted.
Prather's team
Should probably fix that.
as he gets into that switch zone and carries that hit.
Did you look or did you not look?
Well, let me
when you were on the
check.
bench?
Oh, I always looked. Yeah, I always watched. That was pretty good. Pretty good.
No, not good enough. Flat
That
10.
ball went unbelievably forward off the back of the
And
pattern.
Tank brothers are 2-0.
Well, he liked it, but watch the ball roll out right there.
That rolled out hard.
Big time deflection. Finished
I don't think that was the play.
6-pin spot.
Throwing a weak ball with a lot of
Again,
surface.
another flat 10 on that right lane.
You really had to make sure it picked up early, because if it got past a certain spot, it didn't hook at all. Let's see what happened to my PayPal account.
The Tangs have advanced. A great match. 243-235 over Novak and Prather. Now, this ought to be a powerhouse semifinal. It'll be the Tangs against Marshall Kent and E.J. Tackett. But before we get to that, we have a fan tip and a recap of Big February.
I actually remembered the password. Crazy. No, just kidding. I don't even know what email I used for PayPal. This is a problem. Hit flatter than a banana? I've never seen a banana hit pins before.
The Mark Roth Marshall Holman Doubles presented by BoulderX.com. Brought to you by Go Bowling. Promotional offers, tips to improve your game, news, or to locate a bowling center near you. Log on to GoBowling.com. By Storm, where innovation and passion collide. Storm is the Bowlers Company. By
The
Geico,
Bowlers
15
Company.
minutes will save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Columbia 300. Perfection is Columbia 300. Back at Wayne Webb's Columbus Bowl in Ohio. And the Mark Roth Marshall Holman PBA
Check it.
Championship.
Nice. We got plus 66 after 2 games.
Take down their first 2 opponents. They run into a powerhouse here in Marshall Kent and in E.J. Tackett. It is time for our Go Bowling fan tip of the week.
The actual brothers taking on the
Rothwell
Reverie
and
brothers.
Cheryl has a question for Randy.
Hi, Randy. My name is Cheryl. I'm bowling here at Maple Lanes in Rockville Center, Long Island. I've been bowling since I'm 7 years old, and I throw a backup ball. How do I correct it?
That's her cool bowling shirt. Do we want to watch this? We're gonna skip it. We don't need to watch this.
All right, Cheryl, the first thing I would do is I'd have
There's a
you
lot
go
to
the right
skip
side
right
of the
here.
lane, and
His partner Bill O'Neill in today's
Holy, another commercial?
Find that out next. It'll be the Tank Brothers taking on Marshall Kent and
There we go.
Rex.com. And the Tang Brothers will lead off. And this will be Darren Tang on the left lane, where it's been adventurous for him at times.
Oh yeah. What are the chances I flat 10 here? Oh, I shot right by it. A strike counter.
reaction. I mean, it's you know,
Yeah, it ain't going anywhere. There's no point.
just enough, and the ball doesn't pick up. You get it right early, and it overhooks. That lane's going to get that lane has gotten tricky, and it's going to continue to be that way.
That is a difficult spare to pick up.
My PayPal seems fine.
Darren, we take a look at
Let me give it a look.
leadoff man in this Baker format where the bowlers alternate frames. E.J. Tackett out of Huntington, Indiana. Already 9 tour titles at 25 years old, including 2 majors.
He's
Sorry, it's like a really annoying noise.
All but
solidified himself into the Hall of Fame at age 25.
Thanks for following. Nicholas, the fat man, has entered. I hope that's the fat man.
Interesting, he decided to go straight.
Fat man has entered the arena. Payee was restricted. Let me see if it's the right email.
I would have thought with the rev rates of EJ and Marshall Kent that they would have moved left of where the Tang brothers are and just absolutely strapped on it.
At the dashboard.
Opened up the entire lane.
And they still may as the day goes on for them as Tackett wipe out the 6-pin.
One change Tackett has made is he's gone back to 15 pounds. So he feels
Yeah, how
like
odd. I don't know.
Work is hard.
It should be fine.
Yeah, his dad noticed that. He said, you just don't look like yourself. And persuaded him to go to 15, and EJ likes it.
The Sonic.
Ripping Marshall Kent.
Big hand, big rev rate. About the 23rd board at the Arrows. We'll see if the rev rate of that team there can blend out the wet dry on this championship pair.
These two like to yuck it up a bit. And the Tang brothers, you know, they too have a brotherly sense of humor.
On the ball. Uh-oh. Well, look, he made a ball change, and then it looked like he moved in. And this one never comes off the spot.
Got a little bit of a break by kicking the 8 aside. See how aggressive he is here.
Might as well be. Made the washout last
Oh, wow. Thanks for the $20. I appreciate it.
So an open frame for the Tangs early in this match. And there he is, the man himself, Wayne Webb. In another understated outfit of his. And Elaine, who is the boss at Wayne Webb's Columbus Bowl.
Very much appreciated.
The first to tell you that.
Welby, who you bowling with?
And the players rave about the treatment they get here.
I got one strike. I lied. I got one. I think that's the last strike I threw.
Trip fours on a telecast by the same player.
Remember the last shot on that lane, he went light. Left the 2-4-8. This one he gets it a little bit farther right, and it goes high. Great break there, tripping the 4.
Well, we talked in the first match about DJ Archer, who bowled on that lane. And
Hey, that's that Bowler X kid.
Is tiny.
You're going to the Swiss just to watch? You should have let me know. I needed a 5th.
In his arsenal.
I just filled it today.
Oh my. There you go. So that's the other way to combat the wet dry is move right, move your eyes in, get them right on top.
My big Swiss team is going to be the Zachatory, the Christopher Vi. Oh, Sam was in the talks. We were gonna ask. I mean, we talked about asking Sam. We just never did it. We ended up getting David Haynes. Sandy, what's up, bro? Thanks for following. Anyways, it was kind of at this moment, the first split that Marshall threw, we kind of figured we had it. Oh, and the GOAT, Rambo. Team Stream. Yeah, Haynes is pretty good. Haynes might be the 2-hole, either Haynes or Zach. I'm going to be the leadoff, and then either Rambo and Chris in the 4-5. I'm leading off because I believe in my skills as a leadoff. Who's Sanders? You've never heard of Sanders the Manders? Are you kidding me?
The winner will face Jason Belmonte and Bill O'Neill, the #1 seeds, and that match will be shown without interruption.
Did I tell Brad and Kyle to stream? They got their YouTube thing going. I don't know if streaming is going to be something that they're interested in or doing.
Left with one on the deck.
He squared up his angle just a bit.
Like you said, I choked this match? No, I choked the next match. We win this one.
The lanes have transitioned and are getting oogly. You know what oogly is? That's double ugly.
I think these
Sanders the Manders is a PBA champion. How do you guys not know who this is? Come on now.
Would it be against the rules for
Sandy, I'll be able to play Blackout tomorrow.
Marshall or Mark Roth what to do?
I had to get an adapter that plugs into the mix amp.
Would have an answer, I'm sure.
It's kind of silly. I got to return this aux cable that I thought was gonna work. Honestly, no, I could probably hang on to it. I might need it.
Anniversary season, the PBA has released an exclusive line of 60
What about the new COD? Mikey doesn't want to play because he's not a fan of it. Although, I think we need to get some, we need some Team 10 gunfight going. What do you guys think about that?
Click on the Shop PBA tab with the PBA.com main menu.
Spam them in the Discord. Tell them that we got to play gunfight. I actually haven't even played it yet.
Peterson golf shirt a couple days ago.
You did.
I got to pee.
Quiet 10.
You know what's better than a strike counter? A flat 10 counter.
Well, he liked this shot. It looks like a pretty good shot, and it's just a little late coming around the corner.
Oh, you know what we should do? We should make an overlay for certain things. Flat 10 overlay? Flat 10. I don't even get 10 shots to get to double digits. I already struck once, and the first shot just shot through it. The first flat 10 of the downfall. Stone 7 counter today? Are you playing PBA Pro Bowling? Because that happens way too often in that game. It's insane.
The Scorpion of the World Series, the main event PBA Tour Finals in Orlando, one in Shawnee. The tournament
It's disgusting how many Stone 7s you leave. I hate it.
One in Japan in 2017.
It's one thing that gets me really good is the unrealistic hits that don't strike.
Just that.
Yeah, well, EJ could have
Gets me
been
heated.
easily voted Player of the Year again if it weren't for the spectacular season Belmonte had.
Belmo.
3 majors will certainly make you Player of the Year.
Now Marshall Kent.
Why are we watching this show? This just actually, you know what? I'm glad we're watching this. It's gonna motivate me, push myself to get that first win because it could have happened here, and it unlucky.
Another impossible opportunity here for Marshall Kent.
Dunzo.
He needs some
What was I saying? I get sidetracked really easy. Oh, motivated. Yeah. This is gonna motivate me. Because this hurt really bad. Like, I had nightmares about this show for 2 weeks.
He's having a bit of a tough day.
If it was no tab, we'd win everything. Yeah. You're not wrong. I'm the flat 10 king on tour. Have I played Belmo's mobile game? I actually played it a ton when it first came out. I got to like level 50. I was mopping up everybody online. Taking everybody's money. Come through. Let's go, Mikey. Hold me up.
Transition.
Oh, Michael's
Forehead.
sticking with the same ball he's thrown the last 3 shots.
I have a 3 head. My forehead's not very big. Mikey is crawling on it, and it barely got there.
Very great shot there, and finally found a way to get it to square up in front of the 1-3. Combination of ball speed, rotation, and location.
Well, we asked the Discord. There's probably people that play.
Make it a double.
A lot more people in there than here right now. We're slowly growing. We're getting there. In 3 more days, we'll be Twitch affiliate.
Lead to 17 here.
Or we'll be,
And that messenger just doesn't have enough oomph.
flat 10 to death.
Help him more.
Well, this wasn't as bad as he thought, but again, it's just that little half pocket quitter 10.
Well, in a match like this, it's even more critical to nail down your spares.
Ooh, I can see it. Yeah, I was lunging hard at the line. See why I missed that 10 pin in the next match.
Michael does a little bit of the same. I haven't seen him shoot a corner pin yet. Everything's been left to head pin, but he flattens out his strike ball as well. We take a look at EJ Tackett on the right lane, 2016.
Yeah, a pin up Pinup hypercell fuse might have been good. Hit the flare a little more. When you get emotes, what am I gonna make them? I don't know. I need to find. I'd like to find an artist that would make them for me. To be honest.
On that line, just a fraction right, the ball's going to overhook.
I don't know. You guys can help me think of some things.
A couple of good looks at what's left behind here for EJ, and he'll just ram that into the pit. And now Marshall Kent, his
Hedalark? Is that how you say that?
A Greek church.
I'm not big enough for that kind of business yet.
Yeah, looks like he's going with a different orb.
Let's see though. I think I need to do a better job of putting out my streams or putting my streams out there. I need to get to 10K. I need to get to 10,000 followers on Instagram because this is really stupid in my opinion. You have to have. This ball roll looks really funny in this match.
Come on.
Low tilt rotation. So on Instagram, you can't use a story. You cannot have a swipe up story for a link unless you have 10,000 followers or you're verified. But typically, if you're verified, you have more than 10,000 followers, obviously.
No, look at that. That almost came off the back wall.
Marshall gifted us this match.
Look at this.
Yeah, so I'm gonna that phase 3 giveaway. That's gonna be my last push to get to 10K. Hopefully, we can pick up 200 and whatever followers I need to get to 10K, and then I could use that swipe up feature. So that'll direct people straight to the stream. Because I know that's a lot easier than directing people to my profile and then clicking on the bio. We're slowly growing, and I think we started in a good place. You know, I had bowling as a foundation, and I'm slowly trying to funnel everybody that supports me through Instagram and Facebook and all that to this platform, and it's gonna take a little bit of time, but I'm positive we'll get there. I'm not known for playing video games, so I think that's why the video game streams don't get as many views. But when we do bowling stuff, we've been in between 15 and 25, that range. But I'm gonna keep playing games because I need to build a fan base somewhere with other things, and yeah, I've gotten significantly better at COD in the last couple months because I actually started playing. Before I played like twice a month maybe. Don't even know why I paid for the PSN or PS Plus subscription.
That's a pair that's accomplished a lot in their careers, but they have not won a doubles.
I think I need to renew that soon.
They have not won this one together.
No lie, I don't really care about getting a lot of views now. I'm gonna play what I enjoy playing. I like playing Pokemon, so I'm gonna play Pokemon. But I'll definitely pick up more on COD once I get this adapter tomorrow. I think that'll be a fun one for you guys to watch. It would really help me out if you guys spread the word. Just let people know. Active in the Discord. Got some ideas. Chances this is a flat 10?
Well.
Oh.
Again, I think half pocket.
Oh yeah, 3? That's 3 in a row, I think.
It's just that weak 10 zone. You know,
I needed to make a ball change.
on this shot was good.
This is a prime example of good shots and bad ball reaction.
Cover the spare. There's no way you can be shut out.
Spares covered.
So when we bowl on TV, they recommend that you don't bring your entire arsenal, because then you just get confused and you don't know. We were talking about a ball change, but I had no idea what to go to, and I didn't have the tools to make the options that we considered work.
Flush after that, and then left a 4-pin.
Like Mikey was wanting me to throw the Alpha Crux as well. Sherlock was an option too. I think the Sherlock though would not have worked. It was rolled way too strong. But honestly, just something pin up would have worked better. Something that flared a little more, kind of came around the corner.
Marshall Kent at the moment needs a map to find a strike.
The ball change was very apparent. We just didn't know what to do. I was a very limited player at the time. I was clean though.
Take a re-rack, and I mean, I'm not even sure if Marshall knows what he's going to try to do on this shot. I don't think the execution's been there. I know that he's got to play the lanes a little bit more open. He's going back to the ball he started with.
I couldn't believe how much he was getting his ball to hook. It was crazy. Marshall's ball roll changes like just in a like you can snap your fingers and his ball roll changes. It's crazy. Event to event. Yeah, Marshall did give us a freebie right here. I think he'll come through one day, though. I mean, the more experience you get, it's really... I understand why people knock other people that bowl bad on TV, but you have to understand the minimalist amount of people, the smallest amount of people make TV shows in their lifetime. And this guy he just keeps getting it done. And he gets knocked for not bowling well on TV, and it's not something that everybody's good at. Like, it takes time to learn for some people. I'm definitely one of those people where it takes some time to learn. I think Marshall's getting better at it. Mikey's a natural. He's a showman, and I think that's why he's good at bowling on TV. And it's all a learning process. You just have to get a little bit better and take things from past experiences and improve on them. And that's what I'm going to do. That's what I try to do every single tournament I bowl.
Well, Mama said that we'd all have days like that, but I'll tell you one thing I think that these two guys are excited about. They both get another crack at Belmonte.
Oh, yeah, I'm okay with that.
Michael Tang had a chance at him at the USBC Masters,
right?
And Belmo was brilliant that day. With
I love the faith, Welby. Thanks, bud. I appreciate you.
Who did Michael have to beat in order to get to that?
His brother.
Yeah, it's different steps.
As he tried to run up the ladder,
making cuts.
Captured the Masters. That's not going to make any difference.
All right. Yeah, fill shot would have been good there.
But this was a tough one for both teams.
Yeah, like I said, making cuts and then making match play and then learning how to make shows and then learning how to win on TV. I mean, EJ had to go through that. He couldn't win on TV for a while. And you know what? I mean, you just got to do what you got to do. And you got to learn from it. If you don't get it done, like I know it's cliche, but if you fall down, you got to get back up. I love the faith, guys. I really appreciate all of you. You guys believe, and we believe too. Sub-Zero, thanks for following. Maybe one day we'll pick up subs. It'll happen. We'll gain traction. We'll get there. My favorite bowling ball? Alpha Crux is making a strong case. Phase 2 has been very good. Actually, I haven't actually been using the Phase 2 a whole lot lately. Very odd. I've been throwing the idle more. But it's kind of funny though. It's either that, it's one or the other. It's never both. Like, I very rarely throw both of those balls and do well with both of them in the same tournament. And I think a lot of people can say the same. Alright, we gotta fast forward. So after this match, I'm gonna go take a leak, and then we're either gonna play Pokemon or more bowling.
Our show began. Michael Tang.
I know where you can find some Alpha Cruxes. Whether or not they're gonna leave where they're at.
170's score was good enough.
Another story. Oh, did we skip? I think we skipped Bill's first shot. It's okay. I'm gonna play Pokemon. I don't care. We just beat the first gym yesterday. What is it, 9? It's about 9 o'clock? Yeah, we're going to play. We're going to hopefully take down gyms 2 and 3 today.
Had one of those strikes. Remember, in the Baker format, the players alternate. So you don't bowl a full game.
I didn't throw a strike for 7 shots. Insane.
Oh, that was a ringer. We haven't seen many of those.
That one could have struck. Didn't.
Well, he's hit the pocket a lot in the last 4 or 5 shots.
Another trick that I learned, when it's not coming off the spot, give it a little bit of loft. It's the ball to start up. Gets off it harder. Flat 10 king. I was
We'll be
the
showing you this match,
king.
by the way, uninterrupted. There'll be no breaks.
I think I'm still the king.
And he covers it comfortably.
4 10 pins in a row for Darren.
Right lane was rough, but not for Mikey. Mikey was killing him.
And Jason Belmonte had 2 cracks at the apple in February.
This was what, 2 years ago?
Trying to win a
He's got
10th
6 more titles since then. He's averaging 3 titles a year.
And got beat by Tom Smallwood in that one. A quiet 10 for Belmo.
Belmo's 10 pin was worse than mine this frame.
Quitter 10 from Belmonte.
Quitter!
It's like a unicorn sighting.
Bop.
Look at that. Looked like one of my shots in the league on Thursday night.
I think the next React stream we're going to do, we could either do the Cheetah Show if you guys want, or we can do the US Open. I haven't seen, I just know who wins the US Open. I haven't watched the show. I don't really watch a lot of the shows anymore, and a lot of it was kind of for this, so we can watch it together. You guys can see my raw reactions, because I don't know what happens,
Somebody's picked up
except know who wins.
Revealed that here in Columbus a year ago.
I think you're right.
That a banana is a secret to his success. That and good pull.
The Cheetah Show is painful for me, but I can talk a little more about it because I actually lived through it.
Now, Bill had to be studying a little bit what was going on
Bill's a good player.
on that left lane in that last match because it got pretty tricky.
Well, again, Bill using a big asymmetrical bowling ball with 2,000 grit on it. And that's
Bill's a
just to
great
make the
player.
ball slow down when it hits the dry.
Yeah, Belmo was knocking the holes. Mikey was knocking the holes. If they couldn't get their balls to get through it, think my chances are good? No.
Cores are cleaner and longer, asymmetrical, bigger engine.
Vroom, vroom. My last one wasn't even flat. Not the last one.
Clean through 3. Can't let Belmo and O'Neill run away. They took off in the qualifying for this event.
Interesting that neither Michael or Darren use a spare ball. They use the Norm Duke method. They just flatten their hand out and use the same ball they're using for their strikes.
Norm Duke was one of our favorite players growing up. One of the best spare shooters of all time. Why not learn how to flatten your hand out? Takes the pattern out of play. A 10 pin is a 10 pin no matter where. 4 pinned.
Strong 4.
Yeah, that is a good sign when you yip it just a bit, you get it inside a target, and you go 4 pin. That's a real good sign. However, you could easily just get through it super clean and get it in the same spot, and it goes light.
That underbite.
Nice pair twice for Darren on the left lane where Bill O'Neill has struck twice. And Jason Belmonte had a flat 10 on the right lane in his first.
This was a really good week.
Belmo's got a
Very
ton of
painful
titles, Randy,
experience, but it was a good week.
And his arsenal, the high road.
Finished second here, finished 12th in the singles portion. I bowled 160 the last game. We had a really tough pair. I was bowling with Tom Smallwood, and he came through. I think he bowled 220 and just shot up the ladder and got up the scoreboard. Ended up being the number 5 seed. Ran that ladder, won the title.
The almost traditional Belmonte messenger.
That one hurt us. That one made it really tough for us.
Week 10, we don't need no state.
Nah.
Week 10.
Nah.
Week 10.
I could do that too. PBA bowling.
So here's Billy O, who's thrown 2 in a row.
2 in a row.
Solid. Broke up a bucket and is left with one behind.
Oh, it looked inside and just a little firm. That was it. Really trying to keep his hand up underneath it. And this looked just a pinch inside the target and a little fast. He's been working real hard on his game. Left arm out in front a little bit longer to help him create different angles.
That's interesting. He has his left arm out in front of him like this. Usually we advocate for the thumb down.
A couple of breaks that go his way, he could have easily made 3 telecasts in a row.
Well,
oh, this was that little period of time where Bill finished. Sorry, the mic was in a bad spot. Bill finished 6th, like 2 or 3 tournaments in a row. I can imagine that's very frustrating.
Yes, sir. Mix them up. Down they go.
Should Mikey bring the hair back?
And a little shimmy. They're trying to loosen things up a little bit.
Well, they're having a good time. And they
All having a good time.
on the show when we came on the air to start. I mean, these guys are loose now. They've gotten extensive TV time, and they're having a good time. The two brothers having fun together.
Mikey likes starting at the bottom of the ladder because he gets more TV time.
Of the championship match.
I just want to get that win. If I'm the #1 seed, I only have to win 1 match. That's all that matters to me. I just want to win.
Darren's still an assistant coach with the team.
Boy, what an experience that was.
Yeah, he knew. You can hear him asking for a little divine intervention.
Well, that looked a little grabby. And what I mean by that is it looked like he grabbed it at the bottom. Too close.
I think I moved right on this shot.
See that rangefinder down lane?
You typically don't want to move right on a cliff unless you're going to up the ball speed a lot, keep your hand behind it, and just trap in the oil.
3-6-10.
It's not what I did. I'm pretty sure I moved right and I
Yes. That's not
crammed on it.
the book way to attack that. But you'll take it.
Indeed was a good spare.
Belmonte O'Neill leading by 11 pins.
Alright, see you, Lance. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in today. Appreciate you. He's 15 pounds.
Will drop into the pit instead of making its way over to the 10 pin.
I throw it straight at the bucket. Never hook it.
He's accused himself of being paranoid, but he would think he might.
I just line up for a 2-pin and fire away.
No, but he didn't like that shot. And still
Not a lot of players use 16 anymore. Not a ton of reason to use 16. Technical reasons, but for hitting power, with today's technology, there's no reason to use 16 for hitting power.
O'Neill have been in this position before, and it just has not worked out for them when they've been on these double shows. Here we go to Maine. You get that. As Bill O'Neill said, by the time I got up in the 8th, we were done.
Yeah, but you'd be out of your mind to dump either one of these guys.
Oh, no, they're staying together. Without question, they're the best of friends.
I get into Cali the day before Thanksgiving, and I'm leaving. I come back here on that following Monday.
Something else. They've been 4th 3 consecutive years.
So Friday is a pretty open day. That's when all the boys fly in. Zach and Chris and Mikey. And then we'll be bowling the... Oh, we're doing our clinic on Saturday. And then Sunday we were bowling the Swiss. Brunswick does make our tropical storms.
When you talk to these, really to all of them, except maybe Prather Novak,
I believe. You can kind of tell the difference with the label.
Being able to read each other's games, being able
Thoughts on the Brunswick and EBI situation? I feel really bad about everyone that lost their jobs. That's really unfortunate because there was no notice at all. And
I think the two players
it's just unfortunate.
released to each other or about what each player is doing is Belmonte and O'Neal.
Yep, they're not
so,
speaking right now.
They're so completely different, but they're such great veterans. They know exactly what they need to do. It's just a matter of execution.
Here it comes.
And here's
Brunswick bought EBI.
Tang brothers the lead for the first time.
A lane where Darren hasn't struck yet in this game. And 0 for 4 in the strike department.
This is a moment in my life that I wish I could take back and do it all over again.
Trying to count all the 10 pins for Darren. Give me a break.
Oh, there's a bunch. Yeah, it's going to take you a while. Take your time.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Uh-oh. And he whiffed one. You wondered if somebody would, because this has become a spare shooting contest for the last few games, and you wondered if someone would make a mistake, and unfortunately, it was Darren.
Well,
You leave enough of them, you're going to miss one eventually.
7 shots and finally missed one.
That's going to hurt.
Yep.
I mean, we still had a chance.
Even sometimes the #1 player in the world has problems.
We still had a
Like
chance.
that shot, it never got there. So,
I had to show up, though. I needed to throw some strikes.
Something stronger that'll pick up sooner.
I got a little quick with my feet.
Oh, we're really late in the match.
No, I didn't get quick with my feet. I got quick with my timing. I got into the swing.
That shot right there wasn't that far from being a 2-8-10. Come on, baby.
Too fast. I got to the top of the swing too quick. And then it was weird. Like, it was a miss that I don't normally have. It just hung up there. My swing hung up there for a long time, and I felt like I needed to yank it down. Yank it down. Just left. Always next year. The following year, we finished 8th. We lost in a position round to the guys that ended up winning the tournament.
And there's the messenger.
Really good shot again. Execution's been flawless this game. Bill O'Neal made the right choice and where to play.
If I figured out what to do, and I threw all 3 in the 10th for 206, I think we could have had a chance. Belmo would have had to get the first one to shut us out. And then if not, we would have tied. And we would have had Mikey throw the first shot, and hopefully he would have just won it. And if not, then we probably would have been in trouble.
Number 9. These guys looking for number 1, both of them. Yes, 7 pin shoved into the pit.
Come on.
And a re-rack being taken here by Darren on that left lane.
Yeah, I figure, yeah, they're veterans, but the longer we can make them sit.
See the score through the foundation.
His last strike came 8 shots ago. It was the 3rd frame of the last game.
It's hysterical.
It was Darren's last strike.
Well, that missed
We have a no-tap 300 going right here. You were right. I actually liked this shot a lot, too, at the time. I thought that was good.
Light.
258.
And you can see just how much better Bill O'Neal was able to conquer the left lane based on the way he's throwing it, the choice of equipment, the surface, and then just Bill O'Neal being Bill O'Neal. He completely blended this tough lane out. Darren Tang's a really, really good player, and he struggled on that left lane with the wet-dry reaction. Bill O'Neal made it look simple.
So for a 186 max.
Tough.
Is Phil Ball.
Yeah, Belmonte needs to stay upright.
He's good at that.
I don't think I'm going to take that bet.
Look at that. And it just didn't matter when he got to the pocket. He never struck anything.
Nope. That looked like a very, very good shot when he released it. And he almost had left the 7-10 behind.
We're going to win this title eventually. This is one that we will win. You've seen it before. I grew up on juniors against this guy. Don't listen to him.
17 for Jason Belmonte and number 9 for Bill O'Neill.
Don't let him convince you that he's something he's not.
Marshall Holman PBA doubles champions, the top seed, Jason Belmonte and Bill O'Neill.
It's tough.
Finally, man, we've got that. Really happy to do it with you, man.
I have to say, if we were giving out an MVP, I would look at Bill O'Neill as the guy.
I got to tell you, I'm happy for Bill. He's worked really, really hard to get back to the winner's circle.
Yeah, got to throw his own ball.
Title, but I'll tell you what, he earned it just
The YBT killer. I was the king at qualifying first. I finished the job maybe half the time. Yeah, thanks for the. You think that was sincere? You think his congratulations were sincere about how he bowled this week? I don't know.
Easy.
Cheers.
Well done. Jason, all the way through qualifying, this team was number 1 the entire time. Got it a 4th.
If I learned how to play in front of the ball return while I was still a junior, I think I would have won maybe 18 times.
Jason Belmonte and Bill O'Neill. We will meet our champions when we return.
Be open-minded. You gotta learn to do different things. You gotta do different things. All right. Well, that was painful. That was painful.